Hello students, welcome to Smarter Engineer. In our previous lecture series, we have discussed about masking. What was the masking? How does it actually work? And what are the different type of masking? We have discussed elaborately. Now, in this lecture series, we will discuss about important term, that is kerning and leading. In multimedia section, the text, actually multimedia is consist of text, audio, video, graphics and animation. You know that very well. But in case of text, there are two main features, that is kerning and leading. So we will discuss in this lecture series kerning and leading. What is kerning? When we will use kerning, and what is the reason for using kerning, usefulness of kerning and limitation of kerning also. After that, we will discuss leading. What is leading? How does it actually works? And followed by obviously a good quality of video, so that you can understand the real life example also. I have also provided a video for my last lecture, that is for masking. Not so long, only 2-minute video I have provided, and in this lecture series I will also try to provide a 1 minute to 2 minute size of video, so that you can understand with a practical example what is kerning, how does it work, and what is leading in Photoshop. So let's start today's topic. What is kerning? Kerning refers to the space between the characters or characters of a word. Actually, kerning refers to the space or the distance. Kerning is also refers to the distance between the characters or letters. Suppose you are writing a word. You know that some letters makes a word and some words makes a sentence. Some sentence makes a paragraph. These all are actually related in text multimedia. So kerning refers to the space between the characters. Whenever we are trying to build a word, just listen very carefully, whenever we are trying to build a word, then the space between the characters or letters must be termed as kerning. Here is an example. You can see GMIT. So first one is without kerning and second one is kerning applied. You can see very well that the first one, the spacing between G, M, I is more or less same, but I to T, the space is much larger. So is this readable to you, or this is good for your eyes? Ask yourself. Here all the spacings between the characters or letters are same. That's why I think this is more readable. Here kerning is applied, but here kerning is not applied. So this is the actual example of kerning. Okay, clear or not? If you have any question till now, you can ask me in the comment section below or anywhere, or you can mail me also. Next, I am coming to the next part, that is when we use kerning and what is the reason of using actually kerning. So from this example you can also predict the answer, that is when letters are too closely related. What is that? We can say that when letters are too closely together, closely packed, words are hard to decide or words are hard to read, then we use kerning. And obviously, second point, letters are too far. That is, conversely, we can say that if they are set too far, like this example, then also it is difficult to read the word correctly. So then we need to use kerning. So kerning is used mainly in two ways. Whenever the letters or characters are closely together, too closely together, that we can't read the word, then we are using kerning. Otherwise, the letters are too far from one another. Too far. That's why we can't read the word correctly. Then we can use kerning. Clear? So these are the two times, these are the two examples, or these are the two situation actually when we use kerning. This is the reason of using kerning. Next, come to the next part, that is usefulness of the kerning. Kerning allows more text within given amount of space. What is this? Kerning is useful because it allows more text to be placed within a given amount of space. Suppose you have given a certain amount of space and you have to write 5 to 6 words within that space. But if kerning is not applied and you are writing like this, then you can't accommodate more words in that particular place, in that particular space. But if you use kerning, then you can use more number of words in that, and you can accommodate more number of words in that particular given space. Clear? Number 2, we can use kerning very well, and we are actually using in newspaper and magazine, and also in case of publishing research paper like that, any kind of book, etc. They always maintain a kerning. Without that, you can't read well, and actually we are getting frustrated. We get frustrated if there is not enough space or equal amount of space, or the letters are not kerning applied, then we are getting frustrated. It is hard to read that kind of words. Next, overlapping of letters. Overlapping of letters is also a situation where we have to use kerning. Without kerning, overlapping of letters may possible. This kind of situation may occur where a letter is overlapped with another letter and you can't understand the whole word. Then you have to apply kerning, you have no option. And the last point, that is Photoshop editor. I will give you this example at the last. I will provide you a video I have promised you. There is also a good example of Photoshop editor where we can use this kerning to correct the spacing between the characters or letters. And what are the limitation of this kerning? Limitation is that without kerning, several letters combination can look awkward and hard to read. This is very awkward and hard to read without kerning. So this is a limitation of kerning. So this is all about kerning. What is kerning? Example of kerning. When we use kerning, these are the 2 points, and usefulness of kerning, these are the 4 points, and limitation of kerning. If you have asked for kerning, write a short note on kerning for 5 marks or 3 marks. It's very important for your semester exam, you know. So you have to write this with a proper way, and that is, first you have to write the definition, then example, then you have to write the why we use kerning, when to use kerning, then 2 points, then usefulness and limitations. Then you can get full marks. Clear? Now if you have any question regarding kerning, please ask me. You can ask me. Come to the next part. If you have no question, please come to the next part. That is, what is leading. This is also an characteristics of text representation of multimedia, textual representation of multimedia. Leading is mainly used for text, obviously, and leading refers the amount of vertical space between lines of text. Amount of vertical space. Listen carefully. Amount of vertical space, not horizontal space, between the lines of text. So, what do you mean by between the lines of space? Lines of text, sorry. What does this mean actually? You saw kerning is about the distance between the characters of words, and leading is the distance or vertical distance, more precisely vertical distance between the two lines. Vertical space between the two lines. Here is an example. My name is Sayan. I am assistant professor. My name is Sayan. I am assistant professor. You see this and tell me which one is more readable to you, first one or second one? I think this one is more readable to you, not this. Correct or not? Because the vertical distance between these two lines is same, and there is a particular distance, particular space, vertical space. But in this case, there is no particular vertical space. Actually, one is jumping over another. One is jumping over another, like that. And the space between these two lines is very narrow. That's why this is not readable. This is much more well and good. So this is the actual example of leading. Now come to the next part. Here is another example. You can see this PDBK. I have written like this, nothing else. Suppose these are the spacing lines. Okay. Or you can say baseline. Actually, this is your baseline. This is your baseline. This portion is your baseline. Now Leading refers the amount of vertical space, you know. Now you can see some of these letters are going upward in upward direction from the baseline, and some of them going downwards. Which one is going upwards is called ascender, and going downward is called descender. These two are the main parts of the leading, ascender and descender. What is ascender and what is descender? Descender is the part of the certain letters that are longer, such as lowercase of them below the baseline. Lowercase below the baseline, this is my baseline, below the baseline, lowercase below the baseline, this is called descender. Uppercase above the baseline, this is called ascender. Clear or not? In your childhood, you can remember this. In your childhood, you had an handwriting copy for English, for writing italic words like that, small letter, capital letter. There you can remember this type of baselines were drawn. Yes or no? And you have to put the letters inside of your baseline, not upward, not downward. Clear? So if you go upward direction of your letters to the upper portion of baseline, then this is called ascender. And if your down parts of your letters or characters going downwards of the baseline, then this is called descender. That's it. So leading is essential design aspect that determines how text is paced vertically in life. Text is how text is paced vertically in line. This is leading. So clear that what is leading? Example and another example by which we can understand ascender and descender. And there is a good example. You can remember your English copy, English text copy from your childhood also. So this is all about our today's lecture series. That is, what is kerning? What is kerning? Space between the characters. Here is an example of kerning. There is no kerning applied, there is kerning applied. And when we use kerning, what is the reason of using kerning? Usefulness of the kerning, limitations, and what is leading? Leading refers to the amount of vertical space of the line of text. And here is an example. This is more readable, this is not. And ascender and descender, two main parts of leading. If the upper portion of the letter going upward direction from baseline, this is called ascender, and going downwards, then this is called descender. Okay, if you have any question, feel free to ask me in the comment section below, or you can mail me. And if you like the video, please do a thumbs up and share with your friends, subscribe our channel, and put the bell notification on for instant notification for our next video. Thank you. And before going to please watch the video I am putting on, that how kerning and leading works in real life or in practical with the help of Adobe Photoshop. In your last lecture I have also told you to install Photoshop. You can install and download and install just Photoshop. Just a small video for you. Just watch this. Thank you.
In typography, there are a couple of things we can do as designers to make our words look better. Learn the basics with this quick lesson from Envato Text Plus. Let's start with kerning. Kerning is both a typography term and a process. It not only refers to the spacing between two letters, but also the process of adjusting these spaces yourself. You can do this manually with most design software by accessing the character options. In Photoshop, simply go to Window, Character, and adjust this number to increase or decrease the spacing. But kerning isn't necessary for all text, just the really important ones. Official logos, headline titles, and any major typographic composition, for example, might fall under this category. Now for tracking. Also known as letter spacing, it's similar to kerning except for one major difference. Tracking refers to the overall spacing of letters, not just two, allowing you to adjust the spaces in any text uniformly. Last but not least, to add more space between the lines of a paragraph, you'll need to adjust the leading. Increase the number for a quick double spacing effect or for more readability. And that was it for kerning, tracking, and leading. Stay tuned for more great lessons from all of us at Envato Tuts Plus.